Budget 2023 has made your luxury cars more expensive, but if you look for it, there is a silver lining. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the finer details that could help make or break your luxury car dream. Now, when it comes to pricing of cars this year, as far as the budget is concerned, there are three essential components that will determine the price. There is, of course, the revised custom duty structure. There are waivers in surcharge added to those duties, and of course, the cost of battery packs. These are the three essential elements which really stood out in terms of what can determine the pricing of these cars. Let's go into it one by one. Now, in terms of the custom duty structure, it is broken down between two elements. There's the entry-level luxury market, which is defined by vehicles whose cost, insurance, and freight amount totals up to $40,000 or 32.76 lakhs. Now, this is cost, insurance, and freight, which means it includes the pricing of the car at the port of origin from where it is being shipped into the country. Previously, that attracted tax custom duty of 60%, and now that's gone up to 70%. So there's been a 10% increment in custom duty of cars which fell under the $40,000 tax bracket. For cars which are priced above it, which come under the high-end luxury car market, things pretty much remain status quo. It was 100% custom duty then, it remains 100% now. Now we come to the surcharge aspect of it, and that's where the fine print gets a little more complicated, because with both high and low end entry-level luxury cars, both ICE and EVs, there was a 10% social welfare surcharge attached to the CBU cars. Remember, these are all cars brought in as completely built units. So pretty much as soon as they're shipped in, they're ready to go, they're good to be driven. However, if they were brought in as SKD, which is semi-knockdown kits, they attracted a lower custom duty. Earlier it was 30%, now of course it's been hiked to 35%. Now, in all instances, be it under the $40,000 bracket, above it, or in SKD form, they all came with a standard 10% social welfare surcharge, which was applied to the duty amount. So in case of the under 40,000, it was a 60% duty, and there was therefore a 10% surcharge on that, which amounted to 66% of total overall duty. In case of the SKD cars, like really high-end luxury cars, which are sometimes brought in as semi-knockdown cars, there was a 10% surcharge. However, given the hike in the basic custom duty, they waived off the surcharge there as well. So the effective increase in duties, it's about by 2%, and you come down to about 35% that you're paying in duties for the SKD cars. Now, luxury ICE and EVs, this means that what was previously 10%, so it was essentially 10% of 60%, so there was a 66% effective duty hike, that now goes to 70%. So in reality, you're only looking at about a 4% hike in duties as opposed to the previous 66. It's not like it's gone straight from 60% to flat 70%. Of course, things remain completely unchanged. There's really no waiver, there's no mention of any surcharge waiver for cars which are costing over 40,000 or which come under the high-end luxury car market. Be it ICE or EVs, they still continue to attract 100% custom duty, in addition to which there is a 10% surcharge amounting to 110% of duty which you're paying on CBUs, which are of course above $40,000. The good news only comes in the form of essentially the cost of battery packs, which is expected to come down, not if you're importing it as a completely built thing, but if you are making a battery pack in the country. So in order to encourage Make in India, in order to encourage brands to make their own battery packs, the government has now provided a custom duty exemption on the capital goods which are required to build the machinery and the materials needed to build one's own battery pack. Remember, we still continue to import 100% of lithium-ion battery cells, and the previous rebate that was on the custom duty for lithium-ion battery cells continues, has been extended by a year. It was at 21%, is now been brought down to 13%, and that continues to remain the same. But what is new for this year is the custom duty exemption. So essentially the machines that are being brought in and the materials that are being brought in to build these battery packs, there's a specific list which the government will detail out later, and the brands will know what that list is. They will attract absolutely no custom duty whatsoever, which will bring down the cost of the battery packs. So to sum it up, manufacturing costs of these EVs. Now remember, there's no brand, no EV manufacturer just yet has announced that they'll be bringing down the cost of their EVs. But according to this, the manufacturing costs for EVs, remember battery is probably the most expensive price component of an EV. And with the manufacturing cost of a battery pack reduced, the price of that EV is reduced as well. If the battery pack, however, is being imported completely, then the price of that EV is likely to remain the same. But expect some revised prices, especially at the lower end and at the entry-level EV market, particularly with two-wheelers, because that's where making battery packs will get less expensive. So to sum it up, cars that will cost more are the entry-level luxury cars which are being brought in through the CBU route, which have a pre-tax cost below $40,000 or 32.76 to 32.8 lakhs. Mercedes is one of the few brands that have confirmed that the very few cars at the moment, 95% of their portfolio is locally assembled. So there are very few that are being brought in as CBU, but the most recent additions to that were the GLB and the EQB SUVs, which are being brought in via the CBU route. And since they fall under the $40,000 mark, which means the prices of these cars before being shipped and when with the insurance and the freight costs thrown in amounts to under $40,000 will face a 4% hike in the overall duty, and expect that to be around a 2.5 to 3% hike in the price, not more than that. And cars which will cost the same, that is cars brought in the CBU via the CBU route, both ICE and EVs, which in their pre-tax price exceed 32.8 lakhs or $40,000 will continue to attract the same duty. So there the price remains unchanged. If the price of that luxury car has been altered or has been increased, it's likely that it's a SKD car and not a CBU one. And then of course there's the good news in the fact that cost of battery packs will come down if brands are assembling them locally. So that's the long and short of it. The budget is, like the previous one, directed at promoting electric mobility as much as possible. So the biggest rebates you're likely to see and the price cuts you're likely to see are going to be in that area. The high-end luxury car market will most likely remain unaffected because the demand is extraordinarily high at the moment, even for entry-level luxury car market. So it's not like we're expecting a big dent there, but just in terms of what will witness a price hike and what will witness a reduction in price, this is the long and short of it. If you're in the market for a new EV, particularly a new electric two-wheeler, just hold off for a bit and see if the prices get revised, because you might be in for a pleasant surprise.